Namaste, everyone, and a very good morning yet once again. It's become such a habit for all of us here in Dekho Apna Desh that Saturday morning, the tune in the head is Dekho Apna Desh. And let's turn on our computers and phones or wherever we all are. I think it's almost becoming addictive, and it is becoming addictive because of all of you. I always say that this journey of more than 125 episodes could not have happened without the enthusiasm of everyone joining in. But what really transformed last year for us in August was a chance meeting between Dr. Pankaj Mittal, who is the Secretary General for the Association of Indian Universities, where we said, who is the future of our country? We are all yet working. Of course, we are not going anywhere. But the real, if we say, the back door of the country is actually with the youth of our country, and we look forward to them becoming equally engaged in this whole process of Dekho Apna Desh, because ye desh to aap sabka bhi hai aur hum sabka hai. And when we are today in the 75th year of India's independence and are already looking at this as Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav year, and also planning for the coming 25 years in what the Honorable Prime Minister has already described as Amrit Kal, and how India is going to be in 2047, 100 years of an independent India. And that's when Dr. Pankaj and I got talking that 2047 wala India, some of us may be there, some of us may not even be there. And even if we are there, we might be very, very foggy old people. But you are the young Indians of today who are really going to be looking very, very proudly, I should say, back to the effort that all of you are going to be doing in these next 25 years to be saying, yes, India is number one in every department. We are already doing very well. And from tourism's perspective, it's a matter of great pride for all of us that in 2013, when the World Economic Forum's index came for the rankings for countries across the world, India was at 65th rank. And in 2019, just before the COVID, they have a survey every once in 2 years. We had already moved to 34th rank. So that's been a phenomenal journey for India in the last few years, and absolutely therefore no reason for any of us to feel confident and say we are going to be the number one country, not in 2047, before that. And in 2047, we are going to celebrate that as a great achievement of all of us put together, the old people, people who were there before us, people who are currently working, and people are going to keep working. So welcome to all the young minds of India. Welcome to Dr. Pankaj Mittal, and a very special welcome today to Dr. Ruchi Singh Tanwar, who's going to speak to us all the way from Udaipur. And what is really special, of course, I have that little bias, a natural bias, to having a woman on board always. So today, when I look at the screen, and of course it's me, and it's Dr. Pankaj, and it's Dr. Ruchi, so it feels so good. And it also spells something about my country here, that on screen are 4 women driving this whole initiative today, making sure. I was just talking to Ruchi before the session. She's a great cook. She looks after her house. She's turning her house into a homestay also. And she also helps her husband sometimes when he cooks. And the daughters also join in. That's modern India for you. And that's the beauty of our country, that we are preserving all our heritage, that lal mas still gets cooked fresh. You don't need to freeze it and say, acha, freezer ka khana nikalo. That's the India for us. And I'm sure Dr. Pankaj will agree with me that whatever our schedules may be as women, but we all still manage to find our moments jahan pe we will go and buy our bindis and our chudis, and we'll make sure कि जिस दिन आपको fast करना है, fast भी करेंगे, मंदिर, गुरुद्वारे, मस्जिद, churches, जहां भी आपको जाना है वहां जाएंगे, बड़ों के लिए भी समय निकालेंगे. I think that is the beauty of our country in 21st century when we take this country forward. So tourism is all about culture, tourism is all about heritage. And today, how our films have captured the soul of India, starting from Mother India. And today, when we see these very modern movies, Three Idiots and these kind of movies that are being seen so different, the times have changed. But that's how we are as Indians, aren't we? So, dekhiye aur dikhaiye apna sundar atulya Bharat. I can keep on, but I'm going to request Dr. Pankaj Mittal to come in at this point, and then we're going to pass the stage to Dr. Ruchi Singh Tanwar. Welcome, Pankaj.
Okay. Thank you, Ravinderji. Thanks. And also thanks to Ministry of Tourism for collaborating with AIU for this particular program. And as mentioned by Mrs. Rupinder, we met, and then she is looking after tourism, I am looking after education, because I'm Secretary General Association of Indian Universities, which is an association right now of 886 universities. And you know that in higher education system, something like 4 crore students are studying in our universities and colleges. And these 4 crore students, whenever we get a chance to meet them, we have a feeling that they are not that acquainted with our culture, with our tourism. Every time they are thinking of having foreign tourism, everybody says, "Meko abroad jana hai, meko wahan jana hai, meko wahan jana hai." Then I ask them, "Have you seen all these places in India?" They say, "No, do we have such beautiful places in India?" I said, "Yes, we do have. India is much more beautiful than foreign countries. And if foreigners come to India, I'm not saying don't go to foreign countries, but first explore your own country." So that is where we thought that for our own students who are in our universities and colleges, who are in our schools, can you imagine school and universities and colleges put together, how many students we have? 33 crores. 33 करोड़ देवी देवताएं जिनको हम बात करते हैं, तो 33 करोड़ बच्चे हमारे स्कूल, यूनिवर्सिटीज, कॉलेजेस में पढ़ते हैं। और उनको अगर भारतीय कल्चर, इंडियन नॉलेज सिस्टम, इंडियन कल्चर, इन सब के बारे में नहीं पता होगा, तो मुझे लगता है कि गलती हमारी है. We are missing out on something. So therefore we started specially this 12 episode series with Ministry of Tourism, and today is the 9th episode, and all the episodes have been watched. So I mean, people love them, and especially the quiz after the episode, because when you attempt that quiz, you get a number of prizes. When you attempt that quiz, then you get to go on a free tour through Ministry of Tourism. Recently, they went on a tour to Northeast, and the students were so happy. I just cannot describe the feeling which they were having, the feeling of achievement when they visited Nagaland and they saw many places. They were so happy. So you all have a chance to have a free tour to the beauty of our country when you watch these episodes, and when you attempt the quiz and get, say, good marks in the quiz. So therefore, do watch these episodes, keep looking for these episodes week after week, and do attempt the quiz, and I'm sure you will be one of our selected students who are going to various places with us, with Ministry of Tourism. So today we have with us Dr. Ruchi Singh. फिल्में तो आप देखते ही होंगे, और फिल्मों में आपने देखा होगा कि कितने खूबसूरत नज़ारे आपको दिखते हैं. कई बार लगता है कि ऐसी जगह पे हम जाएं तो कितना अच्छा लगेगा. तो बिल्कुल वही चीज आज रुचि जी आपको दिखाने वाली है कि किस फिल्म में कैसे कैसे नज़ारे और क्या चीज है, वहाँ आप कैसे जा सकते हैं. मतलब आपको लगता है वो फॉरेन लोकेशन हो, फॉरेन लोकेशन नहीं होती, वो इंडियन लोकेशन होती है, बट यू जस्ट हैव टू गो देयर टू रियलाइज इट इज इंडिया, एंड इट इज ब्यूटीफुल इंडिया, इट इज इनक्रेडिबल इंडिया. So welcome to yet another episode. Ruchi ji will be explaining in detail what she wants to see. We are all eager to listen to her and see what all places she has to showcase with us for today. So thank you, Ruchi ji, for coming, and over to you for the good journey which we are going to take today.
So in fact, Dr. Pankaj, thank you for, laying out so many aspects of this, joint collaboration. And indeed, 33 crore bache, I think we have a long journey to do between you and me to try and reach out to all these bachas. And also I want to share with you and with everyone who's listening that not only is Dr. Ruchi, a guide, of course, a very seasoned and very, very experienced, but she's also an academic herself. She is teaching, she's part of the faculty at the Bhupal Noble University. She was telling me about the assignment that she also has from Malaysia. And so she wears many hats. And I think it will be very interesting to see the journey. And also I want to say something about the films in India, because we are trying to promote film tourism also in a big way, because film tourism contributes to our economy. It creates direct employment, it creates a lot of indirect employment, and of course, it keeps our culture and heritage alive, undoubtedly. But what is really important for us in today's session, and I want each of us to remember that as a takeaway, that when we watch a film and उसके पीछे जो backdrops हैं, जो खाना पीना है, जिन चीज़ों को हम बड़ी ही हर रोज की अपनी बात मान लेते हैं कि हमारे अपने घरों में फ्रेश खाना बनना या एक चाय का प्याला बनना, परांठा बनना, अचार, ये सब चीजें बड़ी रूटीन है, पर यही तो है हमारा कल्चर. और ये चीजें फिल्मों में इतना दिखाई जाती हैं, तो इसको देखिए। और बहुत स्पेशल बैकड्रॉप भी रुचि जी आपके लिए लेके आई हैं, तो उसके बारे में भी आपको थोड़ा बताएंगी कि कुछ साल पहले, मतलब काफी साल पहले, यहाँ कोई एक और भी आया था जिसकी फिल्म ग्लोबल लेवल पे बहुत फेमस हुई, एंड वी नो हिम एज बॉन्ड 007, राइट? सो सो वेलकम रुचि। एंड रुचि का अपना फेवरेट है लाल मांस, पर वो और कुछ बहुत कुछ मिर्चें डाल के बनाती हैं, तो आज का सेशन बहुत सारी मिर्चें डाल के राजस्थान से।
Namaskar, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much, Mrs. Brar, for such a fine introduction. And I would like to take liberty to say that thank you, MOT, Ministry of Tourism, and AIU for giving me this platform to showcase our tourism in a niche way, that is the cinema tourism. And I would like to say that when I was approached by the organizers, and I was asked that what topic should I take up for this webinar. Then being an academician, you know, what we see normally in the classrooms, and I'm sure Dr. Mittal would agree that students with the mundane teaching and all, they get bored up and they don't want to listen to those, you know, routine lectures. So I thought, why not take up cinema? Because cinema hamari jaan hai, and cinema, this connects us all. So I took up the Cine Tourism, that it is having both the combination of cinema and tourism, as both the organizations are from these sectors, that one is from tourism and one is the education. And I hail from a very beautiful city. Therefore, you can see my backdrop where you can see Lake Pichola and City Palace behind. So I come from a tourist city. I'm from education line. I'm department head of tourism and hotel management in Bhopal Novels University, Udaipur. So this topic, I'm sure after seeing this webinar, you all will be making your, while seeing the webinar, you all will be making your bucket list of what cinema you would like to see and what all destinations you would be exploring. Because this is the feeling, you know, cinema is such a feeling, and we all have realized during pandemic when we were locked down inside our homes that we missed a lot. But thanks to technology, that we all sailed smoothly, not smoothly exactly, I would say, but we survived by having all the entertainment inside our homes, though we couldn't have the access of the big theaters. But then we had the big screen in our hands in the form of mobiles or laptops. And we all, thanks to the entertainment industry, that we all sailed through smoothly. So now I would like to share my screen with you all. And I'm sure the students, they would agree कि जब हम भी छोटे थे बचपन में केवल 2 डायलॉग्स होते थे, और अभी भी सभी बड़ों के लिए भी है कि when you say कि मूवी चलें या घूमने चले, तो it brings smile on your faces. So movie and घूमना, I'll be taking you through this journey of Cine Tourism. Incredible India through the lens of Cine Tourism. Now here you can see the camera, the beautiful location. And we all have that craving that we want to go to some beautiful locations where we can rejuvenate ourselves. And during the pandemic, I'm sure everyone have realized that with purpose or without purpose, we just want to go out of our homes. We just want to see the world. And cinema, it contributes a lot in promoting not only the destinations, but also showcases our hidden desires, our emotions, and access to those destinations which are not easily affordable to each and every pocket. So here we will be taking you to a beautiful, incredible video clip, Incredible India video clip, where you will be seeing, and I'm sure you will start making your bucket list of where you want to go. Wow. Don't you think it was so mesmerizing? That is the magic of cinema. बिल्कुल ऐसा ही लग रहा है जैसे कि we are sitting in the theater and we are watching such beautiful, incredible India, which is offering everything, starting from the beautiful uh, God-made, bounties, beautiful nature, and man-made beautiful architecture, culture, everything you can see and find here in India. Even being a tour guide, I have experienced this, that our guest, whoever comes, they are not satisfied with one visit. They every time they say that India has such a lot to offer, and we also describe to them that every state, every region offers you something or the else. So it's like they keep on coming to India and experience the real India. Now, our topic, Cine Tourism. As from the topic only, you may make out that it's something film-induced or movie-induced tourism. We can use this word separately also, but as being a tourism person, what I would like to say that cinema helps a lot in promoting our own destinations. And this film tourism is generated, this word is generated because it is promoting our destinations through either cinema, video, or television. And nowadays, we are more familiar with the OTT platforms. It not only displays the nature, but it displays the Indian heritage, Indian history through those lens of cinema. And not only starting from the movie Alamara, but to the Secrets of Sonoli, which is a historical place in the district of UP, Uttar Pradesh. That is the documentary which was displayed on Discovery Channel. So it's not only the theater, the big cinema, or the television, but also we get a lot of insights, a lot of learning, lot of knowledge through these documentaries as well. Entertainment and knowledge of all genres are available for all genres within the lens. If you want to learn something about the academics, discover any of the destination, and when you go to Netflix or any of the OTT platforms, if you want to see a cinema or movie, either to a genre of adventure or to a genre of romance, you get all type of entertainment. Whereas what I remember in our childhood days, there was only this Doordarshan channel, and only fixed timings were there for each of the programs. Whereas nowadays, the mobiles, the small screen is in your hand, and you can watch whatever you like in whatever time suits to you. So lot many options are now available to you. And cinema, this is a force, this acts as pull and push factor. We teach in tourism that there are certain motivational factors. We teach the theory of pull and push factor, that how it promotes tourism. And cinema, it is the biggest tool, I must say, that it pulls the audience, and whatever they displays, whether our own culture or whether various forms of destinations, not only in India, but out of India also, that promotes. People start dreaming. When they say cinema, suppose for a movie, if they are sitting in a theater for 3 hours, those 3 hours, they are mesmerized. Cinema just captures their mind and heart and makes them believe that they can also visit those places. They can also visit their own dream destinations. And when we see there are some of the blockbusters or movies, they hit the screen. And what is the effect after that? The cinematic effect, which we say, is that there is a sudden rise in those places where the movies were shot. For example, I would like to give an example of Padmavat movie, which was shot in Chittorgarh. That is a historic movie. That is very close to our hearts, being a Rajasthani. So after Padmavat, though it was there in some controversies, but we could see a lot of footfall in Chittorgarh area. This applies to another historical movie, Manikarnika, that is of Jhansi. So not only historical movies, but there are various other examples of Three Idiots like. So you can, after seeing the Three Idiots with that Pangong lake background, lot of tourists went there to just click the pictures besides that yellow scooter, besides the Pangong lake. So these are the effects which induces a person to go and visit those places which are within their own pockets. Now here, There's a very interesting thing that our film industry, though most of the people, they are familiar with the name Bollywood. But I would like to say that as we have so many states, so many diversities, so we have so many film making stations, and this is all together known as Indiewood. And from where they get this wood word, that is a very interesting story. And they have taken up the word from the Hollywood. Only that first letter is replaced. And I would like to share the story of the Hollywood to our dear students as well, that this is coined, this word is coined by H.J. Whitley, and so he is known as father of this word Hollywood. And in 1870, this Hollywood was a small community, and this is Hollywood is American cinema. And in 1903, this was incorporated into a municipality. And in 1910, officially, it was merged with the city of LA, that is in California. So it is a district in America, which means happiness and goodwill. The literal meaning of the word Hollywood is happiness and goodwill. And now this place is home for entertainment industry, including several historical studios. So from that Hollywood, we took up the word Bollywood in somewhere 1970s. And there, Bollywood is belonging to the Hindi cinema. We have Telugu cinema known as Tollywood, Tamil as Collywood, Kannada as Sandalwood, because a lot of sandalwood is found there in that particular area. And for Kerala and Maharashtra, we use the word Mollywood. And for Manipuri also, sometimes this word is used. For Gujarat cinema, it is Gollywood. Punjab, it is Bollywood. For Odisha, it is Ollywood. And for West Bengal, Tollywood. So you can see many woods, but the starting words, they reflect the place. They define from where they belong to. And there are not only these woods, but there are other regional cinemas also, which are quite prominent, and they contribute a lot in our economy. That is the Bhojpuri, Tulu, Assamese, Rajasthani, etc. Now, I would like to share here who are the global top 5 these film producing countries. So you can have the idea that how magnanimous this whole market is. We define all these things because we place it in the market area. Jo dikhta hai, wo bikta hai. You can sell whatever you can see. So these global top 5, I have taken up from a study, and this is based on the revenue generation. Whereas we all know that Indiewood is the largest film producing in the whole world. So we are talking here about the revenue generation statistics, and that is the Hollywood tops this list. It is the American cinema. Then there is Bollywood, which is Indian. Cinema of China, they also produce a lot of movies, and this comprises of Hong Kong and Taiwan. Then British cinema is there. England, Scotland, Ireland, and Wales form British cinema. Then there is a cinema of Japan, which is known as Nihon Ega. So these are the top 5 world famous cinemas, which you can just take a note that how they rank globally in terms of revenue and the production of the movies. During pandemic time, what we have realized more, that when the theaters were shut down, then these virtual platforms were there. The OTT platforms, that is the over-the-top media services, Netflix, Prime Video. And I'm sure you all are familiar with these because the web series and the movies which we used to see during that time, those were available on these platforms. Discovery Plus, Hulu, ESPN, Sports Tourism, Net Geo, Eros Now, that is, they are the biggest, they are producing a lot of movies, Sony Live, HBO, etc. And they have helped us a lot to retain back in our homes and helped us in balancing our mental state that we can watch the entertainment sitting at our homes. Then besides these, YouTube, TikTok, these all mediums were there, which whenever we want to, because after pandemic, what you have seen, that there is a lot of influx of tourists in the tourist places. For example, I would like to say that during pandemic, Goa and Udaipur came up as the destinations where a lot of tourists were flocked whenever the restrictions were lifted up. So they used to, during that lockdown period, they used to make their bucket list that whenever the restrictions will be lifted up, we will be visiting these places. So YouTube, TikTok, Instagram Reels, through the bloggers, Facebook stories, they helped us a lot. Even I visited Goa twice during this pandemic time, that whenever there was some relaxation, and I made some reels because I'm very much active on social media. I promote, being a tourism person, I promote the destinations wherever I can. So on these social medias, I promoted all those reels, all those pictures, so that people should feel, that life, that, okay, after pandemic, after the relaxation, we will be visiting those places. We will be covering up those destinations. So these are very, very strong mediums. Even television, those people who did not have the access. And I can give example of the older generation of our houses, that even the Ramayana, which was such a successful series, that was promoted again on the television, and our older generations, they saw it again and again, and TRP was very high, which we all are witness of it. And then these websites, not only of the state tourism websites, but all the hotels, all the attraction sites, they have their own websites which promotes virtual tours. And these virtual tours helps you to see those places sitting at your own home, so that you get an idea. If you cannot reach to those places, if they are not affordable to your pocket, by virtual tour, you can reach that place. You can have that positive mindset. Then through webinars, I must appreciate Ministry of Tourism by promoting these Dekho Apna Desh initiative, and the initiative which now AIU and MOT has taken, celebrating 75 years of Amrit, this Mahotsav. So they are promoting tourism. Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav is promoting tourism through these platforms, webinars. Dekho Apna Desh, I have been a speaker of one of the series, and they are not only promoting the destination, but the culture of our own country. And they are promoting rural tourism, they are promoting cultural tourism, they are promoting adventure tourism, and they are promoting all the hidden destinations. They are exploring new destinations, because tourism is governed by the whims and fancies of the tourist. If we get something, we are tired of those mundane things, we want something new to explore. So ministry has got a big task, and we being in tourism, the travel agents, the tour operators, they want to give something different to the tourists. And with the new normal, with the new norms, all the industry, they are more pressurized by providing more hygienic conditions, more new destinations to offer you something new. So these webinars, initiative of ministry, has helped a lot in discovering new places. Indian cinema and tourism. Here, the picture which you can see, I have also used this as a backdrop. And this is of beautiful Pichola Lake of Udaipur. Here you can see the city palace, which is quite magnanimous, quite beautiful. And people have this desire to come to Udaipur once in a life. And it is the most popular destination of India. It is one of the most beautiful tourist destination of India. And we are always, Udaipur is always there in the news, being not only the tourist place, but being the hot wedding destination also for shooting, not only shooting for the movies, but also for the real weddings by cine stars and by the business tycoons as well. So here I would like to say that many people, after these movies and all, many people take a trip to all the destinations, like whether it's hill station or whether it's cultural destination, they take these trips. And role of media and entertainment industry is very, very big, very huge. And because it helps in promoting our heritage, our landscapes. And every person has different motive of watching the movies. Some watches the movies because it connects to them, the real life situations. Other people who wants to just, escape from the stress of the life. So cinema gives everything to every person. And I would like to take some of the examples, like the landmark of Kolkata, the Howrah Bridge. And this is the icon of the city, which I must say that it was shown in various movies like Yuva, Kahani, Bomkesh Boxy, Gunde, which gave an identical image to city. And they have given the real, like the Dhobi Ghat scenes are there, and the life of the commoner, which actually connects you, and you want to see those places. And I remember, like my husband also being in the tourism industry, and there are the trips. They have the itinerary of Mumbai, where they take the tourists to these common places, the common life examples, where people they get so much the tourists, they feel so overwhelmed to see the Dhobi Ghats, and even some people come to see the slum. That is the real India also. So we have grandeur, we have grandness, as well as we are a highly populated country. So we have all the facets which are shown through the cinema, not only to the Indians, but also to the overseas travelers. And this attracts them. The Hawa Mahal of Jaipur. Jaipur is the city which many of the filmmakers, they come to shoot the movies. And when I was talking about the niche attractions or the new places to be discovered, Hawa Mahal is very beautiful, very popular attraction. But in some of the movies, this was replaced by Jaigarh Fort and Nahargarh Fort, like Ajnabi and Rang De Basanti. And even, after the people started taking trips to Shimla and Manali after seeing Ye Jawani Hai Diwani, Dil Dhadakne Do. Dil Dhadakne Do movie was the movie which promoted ship cruise to great heights. So it's not only one area or one factor. If you want to travel to these nature places, if you want to go for ship cruises, because ship cruise is not that common. But then through the movies, we came to know that ship cruise is there and it is being promoted. And not only Indian destinations, but foreign locations as well are filmed either by Bollywood or Hollywood makers. They contribute a lot. And it increases the footfall and rise in the economic development of those regions. Because if a movie is shot in your region, it is providing a lot of employment to the local people. It is promoting not only the attractions, but it is promoting and developing that region in economic terms. I would like to quote an example of, for the overseas, a Tamasha movie starring Ranbir Kapoor and Deepika. That was shot in Corsica, France. After seeing that movie, Indians visited France more. And one of my favorite place, that is New Zealand. It was promoted more by the release of the series of Chronicles of Narnia, The Hobbit, The Lord of Rings, and New Zealand became a popular destination not only among the Indians, but all over the world. So cinema has that impact. And if you have been to Badami, Badami is a UNESCO site. And I'm sure you all remember that song, Dharang Dharang, which was shot there in rocket temples of Badami. This place, after the song, it became very popular. So you can see a lot of we owe a lot to these cinema makers, these filmmakers, because they are promoting our heritage, promoting our destinations. Now here I would like to give the example of some of the regional movies. Vittilekulu Vaji, The Way Home. This is a Malayalam motion picture of 2010. Now this movie, though I have not seen the movie, but I've read about it when I was making the script for this webinar, that this was a sort of a travelogue and which showed beautiful destinations of India. Whereas, with the songs and with the scenes, it was like they were shifting from Jaisalmer, Jodhpur, Ajmer to Delhi and to Ladakh. And they have covered almost all over the India. And again, a very beautiful movie, Sonar Kela, which we all are familiar of, Satyajit Ray, a very famous Bengali film producer. This showcased our Jaisalmer, fort city of Jaisalmer. And after the movie, it has attracted pan-India audience. There are various examples. There are various movies. I have tried to select some of them, and you all might be having many more examples in your mind. But this is just to showcase that what impact these movies and these cinemas have. Indian cinema not only promotes tourism, but then they highlights various nuances of tourism. They highlights various key elements, which we will be dealing one by one. But here, I would like to showcase another beautiful trailer that is of Dhadak movie. And I remember that my daughter, who was studying in Mumbai, she like it was before some 3 years back. She got nostalgic after seeing that after seeing this movie in Mumbai, that she wanted to come back to Udaipur again.
Indian Romeo. You see Taj Hotel?
पहली बार है जी पहली बार है जी इस कदर किसी.
Now here what you can see is the beautiful lake palace, which I'm sure those who have visited Udaipur, they have not missed this attraction. But those who have not, we welcome you all in this beautiful city, because many of the overseas travelers, they have this dream to stay at least one night in this beautiful summer palace of our erstwhile rulers. And here in this movie, these all beautiful locations of Udaipur were showcased, which attracted many of the tourists, the Indians, to visit Udaipur again.
की धुन सवार है जी जिसकी आस में हुई सुबह से दोपहर शाम को उसी का इंतजार है जी होश है जरा 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 खुमार है जी छेड़ के गया वो ऐसे दिल के तार है जी पहली बार है जी पहली बार है जी इस कदर किसी की धुन सवार है जी जिसकी आस में हुई सुबह से दोपहर शाम को उसी का इंतजार है जी धड़कने रहे मुस्कुरा दिल की हरकतें मेरी समझ के या मौसमी बुखार है जी पहली बार है जी पहली बार है जी
Now there in this clip, you must have seen the beautiful city palace, Lake Pichola, the beautiful narrow lanes of old city, where you can see the window shopping, these shops, colorful shops are there. And the royal cenotaphs of Udaipur are picturized so beautifully, so mesmerizing, that people, even sometimes these royal cenotaphs are not mentioned in the itinerary, but they hold an important place in our Rajasthan towns. There are cenotaphs in many of the places, royal cenotaphs, which are mostly used by the royal families. After the funeral, they have these chhatris, जिनको हम छत्री बोलते हैं, उनकी राजा और रानियों की याद के अंदर these all royal cenotaphs are made. So after their death, these are named after, and every chhatri has its own name. So this is the beautiful clip which showcased Udaipur. And here, as I was talking about the key elements or various nuances that what cinema tourism offers, that it highlights some of the unexplored destinations. And this is, again, I would like to mention that Dekho Apna Desh series is also highlighting the various destinations which are not explored yet. There are hidden destinations which tourists would like to see because they become, sometimes you need that newness. So one of the best example which I would like to state here is of the Border movie, which was shot by J.P. Datta. And it was a very popular movie. And this Tanot Mata temple, whoever have, the people who have been to Jaisalmer, they visit this temple because this was first unveiled in this movie, Border movie. And it is approximately 150 kilometers away from Jaisalmer city and close to the battlefield of Longewala during this Indo-Pakistan war in 1971. And this this place is quite popular because during the war, many of the bombs fell into this holy land of temple, but none of those could explode, or none of those could destroy the temple. So this belief, what we have being an Indian, we have all these religious beliefs, we get attached with these things. So many of the people, most of the tourists, they visited Tanot Mata temple with this religious feeling. Then there is this refugee movie, which showcased great run of Kutch. There was this song, Panchi Nadia Pavan Ke Jhonke. Run of Kutch is nowadays a hot destination for every tourist to go. Every tourist, they have this in their bucket list to visit Run of Kutch. Even I have seen this movie Ravan that was starring Abhishek Bachchan. Though the movie couldn't hit the blockbuster, but then it covered the beautiful Kurg. Kurg is a place in Karnataka. And the scenes, they just gave us the nature, you know, that we feel attracted towards. Not only some of the examples which I gave are of religious and heritage locations, but then Kurg is the nature destination. This is a weekend getaway from Bangalore. Not only the Indian filmmakers, but the Kannada filmmakers, the other regional filmmakers, they took these destinations, they explored these destinations, and nowadays these are very popular weekend getaways. So it is one of the prominent destinations of Karnataka, which was explored lately. Then there are God's own country, Kerala. Most of us have gone there, but then some of the places like Athirapalli Waterfalls and Periyar Wildlife Sanctuary, it became more popular after Dil Se movie. And not only Dil Se, you all will be remembering the Bahubali movies. And that movie, those waterfalls, everybody can relate. They have even given the name to the Tirupalli waterfalls as Bahubali Falls. So the places are, they get more impact after having that cinematic view, after produced by these big series, these big cinemas. Even Wayanad is a paradise. This is one of the favorite locations of the regional filmmakers. Here, some of the regional filmmakers are mentioned, like Malayalam, Tamil, Telugu, and we have already read before what these regions, they are known as Tollywood, Mollywood, and these all regions, they are very popular. They have great influence in their own regional population. Now, there's another Vishnupur district is there. The terracotta temples of Vishnupur is there, and they have highlighted the districts of West Bengal. And many of the regional movies, they highlight all these unexplored destinations. So we should give a lot of credit to all the regional filmmakers, because they are giving us the true picture of incredible India, the rural India. Indian heritage. We have talked about the Indian heritage. But then again, there are examples, as we are dealing with cinema tourism. So we can take up examples of beautiful movies like Kama Sutra. This showcased the Khajuraho temple complex. Kama Sutra, a tale of love. So how do we know about the locations? How do we know about the heritage? We just see in the pictures, the images we read about in the books, but then they are beautifully portrayed, which captures our mind and heart through cinema, through videos. Here, cinema, I do not mean only about the theater, the big screen, but the videos, all those platforms which we discussed earlier about YouTube, TikTok, about Instagram, Reels and all, where the travel bloggers use their strong mediums, the influencers. They use their Reels, they use their movies to highlight all these places. Then I would like to give a reference of Dev Sahab's blockbuster movie, Johnny Mera Naam. This was shot in the ruins of Nalanda University. There was this hit song there. And it also highlighted the lush green hillocks of Rajgir in the early 1970s. So here we are not talking about the current movies. We are also going back in the past, in the present, and these movies, they have a lot of impact, which also showcases the future of our country, future of the cinema, future, the technological advances. These movies, they showcase that as well. And there's this very famous, very popular movie, Hum Dil De Chuke Sanam, of Aishwarya Rai and Salman Khan, where this Vijay Vilas Palace, that is in Gujarat, that was the home of Aishwarya Rai. And after seeing those grand palaces, because we are talking about Gujarat, but I'm a resident of Rajasthan and I know what importance Rajasthan's forts and palaces have. And Rajasthan has the image of heritage city, where the rich heritage, the grandeur is there, and people come to see those rich places. There's Bada Bagh of Jaisalmer and Orchard Palace, Gondal in Gujarat, which were showcased in this movie. Then I would like to quote the example of the cities that constitute the Golden Triangle, Delhi, Agra, and Jaipur. That has become the second home for Indian cinema. Rang De Basanti, Delhi Belly. Here you can see all the names of the movies which showcase. And Mumbai, I would like to take the example that Gateway of India and Victoria Terminus. Whoever want to shoot the movie in Mumbai, these were the favorite places. Now, nature hill stations, who can forget Shammi Kapoor ji? The unforgettable affair of legendary actor Shammi Kapoor with Kashmir. That is a true tribute to Indian tourism. Songs like Yahoo, and another song where he slides down the snow-capped mountains and Ye Chand Sa Roshan Chehra, as well as other songs from movies like Tumse Acha Kaun, Andaz, Kashmir Ki Gali, Jangli, etc. And the highway movie promoted Himachal Pradesh. And here with the nature hill stations, I would like to say that the major locations or hill stations are Gulmarg, Srinagar in Kashmir, Manali, Dalhousie, Shimla, Leh Manali Highway in Himachal, Nainital in Uttarakhand, Darjeeling in West Bengal, Uti in Tamil Nadu, Wayanad and Munnar in Kerala. And now to add spice in the movie making, besides covering all these nature, heritage, what the filmmakers want to give new, these adventure activities like trekking, skiing, mountaineering, camping, motorbiking. Then there are beach activities like parasailing, scuba diving, motorboating. These all are well shown and depicted, showcased in movies like Ye Jawani Hai Diwani, Jab Tak Hai Jaan, Ye Zindagi Na Milegi Dobara, Hindustan Ki Kasam, Pyar Tune Kya Kiya, and Rangila. And I still remember Kal movie. We had goosebumps when we saw this movie, which was shot entirely in Corbett National Park. And I'm sure those who have seen, they can still reminisce that national park. And it was a wonderful movie, which was only and exclusively shot in that national park, which showcased various endangered species. Now, India is popularly known as the cultural destinations. There are many movies which have showcased our culture. Dilwale Dulhaniya Le Jayenge, Monsoon Wedding, Viva, Band Baja Barat. These showcase the big fat Indian weddings. And not only movies, here I would like to give the example that these are special attractions for international travelers. And besides international travelers, even the celebrities, they come to India, they choose the destinations for their weddings. So not only real life, but real life weddings also takes place here, because the destinations are being promoted through cinema, through bioscope. So people, they tend to come here, and various examples of celebrities are like Liz Hurley. Mukesh Ambani ji had his daughter got married here in Udaipur. Raveena Tandon. Rajasthan is a favorite place. Like Priyanka Chopra also got married in Jodhpur. And even Goa is one of the beautiful destinations for weddings. And besides wedding, I would like to say that a lot of fairs and festivals, these festivities like Holi, Durga Puja, Ganesh Chaturthi, Eid and Diwali are beautifully showcased in these movies, and they contribute a lot to Indian tourism. And how can I forget not talking about the celebrities, because they are the brand ambassadors. They create the brand image of our country. And when they endorse anything, when they showcase the destinations in either ads, advertisements, or in movies, or promoting those destinations, they are the influencers. So they are quite successful, and people, they follow them blindfoldly. So they believe that the destinations which they are promoting, they are worth visiting. And the best example is our own Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Ji Modi, who promotes India at every platform, whether in India or overseas. He is the best ambassador to promoting Incredible India. Then Big B, who promoted Gujarat. Amir Khan, who was a popular ambassador of responsible tourism India. Priyanka Chopra is promoting Assam. Shah Rukh Khan, West Bengal. Ajay Devgan and Kajol, Andhra Pradesh. John Abraham, Arunachal Pradesh. Virat Kohli, Uttarakhand. Shah Rukh Khan is promoting Dubai. Not only India, they are promoting overseas. Ranveer Singh, Switzerland. Pariniti Chopra, Australia. Yami Gautam, Hong Kong. Ileana Fizzi and Siddharth Malhotra, New Zealand. Now, here I would like to show you one of like a beautiful clip of 1 minute or so of John Abraham, who is promoting Arunachal Pradesh.
दिलकशी ऐसी जो भुला दे सब कुछ, ना वक्त का एहसास, ना जगह का गुमान। जिंदगी ऐसी कि बस खींचे चले आए आप, डर झिझक का ना कोई नामो निशान, सुकून ऐसा कि बातें करे आपसे आपकी तन्हाई। जहां मिल जाए आप अपने आप से और आपके एहसासों को, जिंदगी एक नहीं खो जाइए इस दिलकश जहां में, अरुणाचल प्रदेश।
Now here, what I would like to say that these celebrities, when they promote these destinations, we get more convinced. And I would like to quote an example, like my own example. We went to Uzbekistan in 2019 for a convention. That was the TGFI first international convention. And there we saw that people are very much, they love Hindustan. The people used to say that, are you from Hindustan? And we were sitting at one of the cafe and there was this music running, the song was running about Jimmy, Jimmy, Aja, Aja. So they are quite a great fan of Mithun Chakravarti. So how our celebs are doing wonderfully overseas, we can see that. There's this economic contribution. Film tourism helps a lot in promoting local economy. in employment, hospitality, transportation, skill development, income generation, and it has a big multiplier effect on our economy. Here I've taken some example of IBF where they are saying, you can just, make out from this comparison, and not only comparison, that they are giving us a brief idea of what role of media and entertainment industry is there in the current times. These are the current reports, and how tourism and hospitality industry in India is contributing. That for the year 2039 million jobs were created in the tourism sector in India, and which was 8% of the total employment in the country. And what government is supporting to us, that it has announced plan to resume inbound tourism from 2021, and it is going to boost tourism. Union budget also, they have allocated US dollar 316.3 million. And therefore the entertainment industry also, like we can see that FDI limit was increased from 74% to 100%. So these are the reports which shows us that there is a big economic contribution, and governments are serious in promoting and giving support to the sectors, and how both these industries can collaborate together to make a difference in promoting the tourist destinations. Then these are attractive opportunities, which shows us the CAGR of 7% to rupees 847 billion by 2023, that this media industry is expected to remain the largest segment. And the higher investments are also, you can see through OTT channels, it is expected a lot of investments. Then there are attractive opportunities in terms of tourism sector also. Government is promoting a lot, and with various diverse attractions also, we are having many opportunities to catch up along with the media and industry to media and entertainment to showcase. And post-pandemic, what we see that lights, camera, action, the show goes on, as what Raj Kapoor ji used to say. And here are some of the reports which shows that after lifting up the restrictions, India, as we all know, that it is the world's largest producer of films. It produces around 1,800 releases. And during the lockdown, various big screens have around 1,000 big screens have been shut down. The report by Ernst & Young, you can see that there are around 9,527 screens in 2019, and out of that, 100 might have been shut down due to pandemic. And this OTT and digital has become a big platform, and it will contribute a lot, and it has got a lot of value. And nowadays, we need not to go to big cinemas to see the movie. This has changed the scenario. Though for some of the movies like the recent Raja Mauli's RRR, we saw in the theater, and it has a big impact. So we cannot deny that they have lost the impact, but yes, some of the share has been taken by OTT. Film policy and states tourism. Here, I would like to just state there was a symposium, and because it is very important to have the policy and what they are offering for the states and all. So this was symposium was in 2021 November, and this was to promote film tourism in various states, that how these film producers can have the easy access to all the formalities, all the clearances, and what all model film policy can, come across to address these issues. And here, what we can see that the Information and Broadcast Secretary, Shri Apurva Chandraji, mentioned that 18 states are already giving incentives, and 14 have come up with a more facilitation policy. And our own Union Tourism Secretary, Shri Arvind Singh ji, mentioned that ministry has signed an MOU with the INB Ministry and NFDC to promote cinema. And it is a sub-brand of Incredible India at film festivals like IFFI in Goa and Cannes Film Festival, where they want to develop, a platform for enabling partnerships between India and global film industry. And here I would like to quote an example of Rajasthan Film Tourism Promotion Policy 2022,
Um, have we lost our speaker for a minute? Yeah, I think.
It looks like that.
Yeah, looks like I think some problem in her connection. I'm sure she'll be back soon, but it's been such a fascinating journey, nahi, Pankaj?
Yes, of course.
Absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. I'm going to hope that Ruchi joins back soon because I did want her to be there with us as we end today's episode. But I think the participation itself shows the kind of attraction when some of our episodes, I think children start getting a little bored towards the end. And today I see that there has been no drop. In fact, there's been an augmentation of the number of people joining. So I think that is shows how popular films are. And
yes, I remember once I went to Interlaken in Switzerland, I saw the Yash Chopra statue over there. And as soon as I went to the top of Europe, in front of the restaurant where we were entering, a very big poster of Deepika Padukone was there. So seeing in Switzerland, Deepika Padukone was such a, I mean, you feel so good about India.
Absolutely. And who can forget the adulation that Raj Kapoor used to get in Russia and in the entire Eastern Bloc for that matter, and Shah Rukh Khan in Germany, in Malaysia. You go to Indonesia and everyone is dancing to Indian music. I think it's absolutely a fantastic. Welcome back, Ruchi. I think you lost the connection.
You have to unmute, Ruchi.
I'm so sorry, ma'am. That was a technical
glitch. No issues at all. And go ahead and please finish what you were trying to say, and then we'll conclude the session.
Yes, ma'am.
So the only thing that happened because of technological problem is that now we know exactly, Ruchi, that you are sitting here and not in front of the Pichola Lake.
I'm so sorry.
No worries at all. No worries at all. Please go ahead.
Yeah, just
a lovely presentation. That's what Pankaj and I were discussing, that it's been a very nice presentation and it's been an enjoyable journey.
Just a minute.
So while Ruchi is, just getting back to the screen, there's been a power outage at her place. So, but in the meantime, let's remind everybody that not only Indian movies, but a lot of movies from Hollywood and elsewhere have captured Indian, beautiful places, heritage in very different ways. Who can forget the very recent Tenet, in which Mumbai, the Colaba Causeway has been showcased, Extraction showcases Ahmedabad, and Dark Knight Rises has Bruce Wayne suddenly go down from the Mehrangarh Fort in Jodhpur. In Mission Impossible, again, Mission Impossible 4, we have Mumbai being showcased, and of course, the very, very elegant Julia Roberts in Eat, Pray, Love. That movie was shot between Delhi and Pataudi. And the curious case of Benjamin Button in the oldest living city, Varanasi. So many, foreign movies also picking great locales in India, and Dangal doing the kind of business that it did in China. So there are so many stories of the brand ambassador business that films do for us, whether our own films or foreign films that get shot on our land. And it's an absolutely amazing opportunity, therefore, for India to be looking and welcoming. And that's why, Ruchi, you were on the film tourism policy. And that was the idea behind that symposium, that we need to take that message within the states also, because each state in India is so unique that if I am born in Delhi and brought up here, then for me, the southern part of India, the western part of India, the eastern part of India, and the northeastern part of India is quite different from where I am. So it's like, having different elements of culture and heritage within our beautiful, incredible India. But back to you, Ruchi.
Yes, ma'am. I'm sure you all might be seeing the slide which I'm sharing just now, film policy and states.
Yes, we can.
Okay. Now here I was mentioning about the Rajasthan Film Tourism Policy 2022, because I'm taking up this policy of this particular state because it has recently been approved by State Cabinet. And though Rajasthan is a popular destination preferred by the filmmakers, but with this policy, it has laid out various, the solutions for the filmmakers for easy clearances and for the incentives, which will boost tourism, which will promote these filmmakers to come and shoot in the beautiful locations of Rajasthan, the forts, palaces, cultures, sanctuaries, and deserts. I would like to quote an example of around like over 200 Bollywood movies And some of the movies, because it is not possible to take the name of the 200 movies, but some of the popular movies are Mughal Azam, Paheli, Jodha Akbar, Rang De Basanti, Jab We Met, Razia Sultan, Bazi Rao Mastani, Bajrangi Bhaijaan, Bol Bachchan, Goliyon Ki Ras Leela, Ram Leela, Highway at Bikaner. And these are a few among the movies which were shot in Jaipur and in various locations of Rajasthan. And here, like we are talking about Rajasthan, so I would be including the places of Rajasthan only, that not only the Indian movies, but the foreign movies as well. Like Mrs. Brar was giving example, when we were talking about the Udaipur and all, then the James Bond movie, which is quite popular among not only the Indians, but the foreigners, the tourists who come here to Udaipur, they give the example that, yes, we saw Udaipur in Octopussy. We saw the Ravla Khempur. And they another examples, these are of the best exotic marigold hotel, which made records on the box office after Octopussy. And James Bond movie, people are very much familiar about the thriller movies, and it was a super hit. The other famous Hollywood movies which are shot in the state are Shakespeare Wala, which was shot in City Palace, Alwar, Jungle Book, Mehrangarh, Jodhpur, The Jewel in the Crown, Udaipur, Heat and Dust, Jaipur, Kama Sutra, Jaipur and Pushkar, and the Darjeeling Limited, Jodhpur, and many more. Darjeeling Limited, Jodhpur, the tourists, our guests, they give example because it is a dream of many to travel in the luxurious train, Palace on Wheels. So after seeing this movie, people, they preferred to visit, at least, they prefer to visit Rajasthan through this beautiful, luxurious train. So not only the destinations, but these products, we call these all attractions as products. These are showcased through movies, various architecture, monuments, either these infrastructure products, these transportation products, these are showcased through movies, and they are promoted as the destinations. So it's that attraction of Palace on Wheels, that particular train, which is showcasing the whole Rajasthan. So this is one of the best examples. Then the award-winning movie, The Warrior, in 2001, that was starring Irfan Khan and Meera Nair's Vanity Fair in 2004. The star cast was Reese Witherspoon, were shot in the beautiful locales of Rajasthan. Another example is One Night with the King. I've given the dates like the year also. I've mentioned the year that One Night with the King, starring Omar Sharif, had its plot based in the Middle East and the deserts of Rajasthan, were found the best alternatives to Gulf scents. Wes Anderson's Darjeeling, I've already given the example that was a trip of Palace on Wheels. So these are some of, because Rajasthan is a place where you find everything, not only the sand dunes, but in the southern Rajasthan, you find the greenery, you find all sort of, attractions, either in east, west, south, or north of Rajasthan. They are offering something or the other. So the state's policy, which has come up, it has been put under the tourism department, and it aims to have provisions that will provide financial assistance, awards, and cash incentives. So this policy not only attracts the Hollywood, Bollywood, and other regional languages, but this will also boost our own Rajasthani producers to come up with the Rajasthani language films. I would like to say here that the regional movies have a very big impact. Then they can, translate it in other movies, but it depicts the region, the culture there. And a very, notable examples are of the South India movies, where they have their own big audience, where these all blockbusters, these all cine stars are considered next to God. So people, these regional movies, they have a big impact, not only promoting the culture, but promoting the destinations as well. I've taken a very beautiful picture of the current movie, and I'm a big fan of cinema too. So we saw this movie of Rajamouli, and it had a huge cinematic impact. And here, what I would like to say that Southern cinema, they have bypassed and surpassed the Bollywood cinema. So
Here, these two cine stars are there. And with this, I would like to conclude that India is one of the leading film producing countries with the varied regional film communities spread across the country. And as India is a diverse land, unity in diversity, we say. So we offer many things, beautiful landscapes, culture of different states, union territories. So it is an appealing destination. We have seen the statistics which are produced by Ministry of Tourism that outbound tourism is growing. But why not Dekho Apna Desh? Our own Prime Minister promotes that why not see your own destinations? 15 domestic destinations, if you see within 3 years, you will be getting some incentive, some motivation. So why not see your own destinations, your own domestic destinations, rather than leveraging or leaking out the economy out of the country? So promote and develop our own land. Then cinematic tourism, of course, we know that what magnanimous, magical effect it has. It describes the effects that cinema can have on travel destinations. It inspires people to experience the screened places, because some of the places we cannot go, we cannot afford. So why not go into the cinema and experience there? And if it is affordable, then we can just make a bucket list of those places that, yes, we want to go to that place. After seeing a movie, I'm sure many of you feel कि मुझे शिमला जाना है, या मुझे गोवा जाना है, या मुझे north east देखना है, because I've not seen that. So this is the bucket list which we create after seeing the visuals, and visuals have more impacts than just reading in the books. So senior tourism, it not only acts as catalyst of promoting destinations, but it also gives an opportunity of developing new avenues, new attractions like location tours, film museums, exhibitions. And the example of the Hobbit, which we see in New Zealand, people go to see that places where it was shown. People go to that Pangong Lake and just take pictures besides that yellow scooter. So when these pictures are shot there, and those particular locations or particular spots become popular, then they are promoted as the destinations, and people go and get themselves clicked there. This is a brief my social media information account. And if you have any queries, if you want to ask anything, if you want to get connected, either you want to ask anything about academics or tourism, as it's been already like 25 years being in the industry. So you can get through these contact information. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Ruchi. We should thank you and all our viewers. I can see the comments that are coming in, and everyone's truly, I think, loved it. But for the fact that we are out of time, I think all of us could have gone ahead and seen some more clips with Ruchi today. And we would have enjoyed our Saturday morning, going into the mountains, going into the rivers, and going into all kinds of very, very different elements that India has. So it's obviously been a fantastic presentation. Now on this, I just, as a laundry list, and I remind everybody a few things every single time. Ruchi just spoke about 15 places. Well, in 2020, we had launched a pledge with MyGov. And while COVID, of course, has delayed some of our plans, but definitely not deterred us, because domestic tourism is picking up and has picked up in a very big way. So we want to thank all our viewers, their families, elders, who've actually started traveling after taking their due vaccinations and, feeling good. Because you guys are traveling, you are bringing economy, you're bringing food to somebody's home. Every single time that you create employment, do remember, every single time that you pick a souvenir, you pick that one keychain, you pick that one toy, you pick that one shawl, that one small little souvenir, a sari, you're contributing to the economy of the place. When you go stay in a homestay, in an Airbnb, in a hotel of any price range, you are adding to not only the 8% that Ruchi referred to, the direct employment, but almost another 8% of indirect employment. So please do remember that while we enjoy a place, we also add to so much of socio-economic value to that place. So do it responsibly, definitely. But also do take the pledge on MyGov and say that, yes, I am going to go and see 15 places and I'm going to encourage everybody. So to everybody who's listening today, it is my humble urge that please go on the MyGov page of the pledge, Dekho Apna Desh, that's how the pledge goes, and get yourself a certificate. It's a sentiment, it's an emotion that, yes, I am going to go and see 15. It doesn't matter, you can go and see 20 also, you may see 12. You can be busy in exams, something may happen, you may not be able to go to far off places. But it's the sentiment about that jasba, that I have to go and see the 15 places of my country and I'm going to show my country to everybody else also. That's one. The second request that I have of all of you who are so closely attuned with us every single episode, IITFC is a program that was rolled out for all of you, for all of us. It's a training program for guides. It's not as extensive as a guides program. Like Dr. Ruchi is a doctorate. She's gone ahead and studied a lot more to be a full-time guide. But before becoming a full-time guide, if you're somewhat interested in travel, tourism, and showing your little storytelling way of showing your locality, that little gully, that little lane, do the program IITFC. It's online. It'll cost you 2,000 rupees. For our young girls, women, it costs you only 1,000 rupees. It's a special incentive for all the young girls of India. Join that program online. I'm repeating IITFC, Incredible India Tourist Facilitator Certification Program. There is an online exam which costs you just 500 rupees to take that. And you become a certified travel, not exactly a guide. Again, I'm reminding you that to be a guide, you have to study more. You have to really, take people like Ruchi and Dr. Ajay as your mentors. But before that, start exploring, start looking at your beautiful country in very different ways, and then do your state modules. So lots to do in terms of learning about our country, but join the program IITFC because a lot of exciting employment opportunities coming around those. You want to run your homestay? Do that program. You'll know your state a little better. You want to just be a guide's assistant? It'll be good for you to do this because the guide will say, okay, you know something more than a common citizen. I have enrolled for that program and I can tell you that it's a fantastic program to do. And I hope that once I retire from my job in the government, I am going to spend some of my time taking people to whichever city that I decide to look at. And I hope that people like Ruchi and Ajay will be my mentors also. So age is not a bar. Gender is not a bar. You just have to be class 12 pass. That's it. And join IITFC. So I am going to end with that, but I'm going to tell Dr. Pankaj to come in here. And I have my standard tagline, and I'm going to continue saying that देखिए और दिखाइए अपना सुंदर अतुल्य भारत. देखते रहिए, घूमते रहिए, आते रहिए और हमारे को ज्वाइन करते रहिए हर सैटरडे 11 बजे. इनफैक्ट आपके लिए डेडिकेटेड प्रोग्राम्स आते हैं यूनिवर्सिटी के बच्चों के लिए. Nothing stops you from tuning in with us every single Saturday at 11 a.m. and going to some beautiful part of our country. So I'm going to thank Ruchi and I'm going to ask Dr. Pankaj to have the last word today.
Okay. Thank you, Rupinder ji. And thank you, Ruchi ji. Very, very impressive presentation. We just went down the memory lane. We were thinking of the destinations we have visited. We have yet to visit after your presentation. So we are truly making a bucket list. And to the students, I'll say that when we talk to the students, we say, पहले तो कहते थे ना कि पढ़ोगे, लिखोगे, बनोगे नवाब, खेलोगे, कूदोगे, होगे खराब. तो अब ये बदल गया है. ये है कि पढ़ोगे, लिखोगे, बनोगे नवाब, खेलोगे, कूदोगे, बनोगे लाजवाब. तो अगर आप टूरिज्म में जाएंगे, खेलों में जाएंगे तो बहुत अच्छा रहेगा. इट इज ए होलिस्टिक डेवलपमेंट ऑफ द स्टूडेंट कि आपको पूरे देश के बारे में पता है, कल्चर के बारे में पता है. और खेलों की बात मैंने इसलिए की क्योंकि इस समय खेलो इंडिया यूनिवर्सिटी गेम्स चल रहा है, बेंगलोर में चल रहा है, जैन यूनिवर्सिटी में चल रहा है. एंड 5,000 बच्चे उन गेम्स में पार्टिसिपेट कर रहे हैं. 10 दिन का इवेंट है. एंड यू विल ऑल्सो बी हैप्पी टू नो कि हमारे इस यूनिवर्सिटी गेम्स से वी सेंड सो मेनी ओलंपियंस. Tokyo Olympics में 60 students were from the university games. So 60 students went as Olympians in the Tokyo Olympics from the universities. So not only tourism, not only culture, but also sports. So sports, tourism, culture, all the three are very, very important in addition to your academics and research. So become a person who is having the holistic development, who knows the worldview of everything. So that is a real development, and that is what leads to success. Success is not only getting big pay packages, success is leading a wholesome life. So you will lead a wholesome life when you are indulging in all these things. So these are not waste of times. The national education policy says that these are not extracurricular activities. Everything is co-curricular. Nothing is extracurricular. Everything adds to your knowledge. Everything makes you learn something. So do learn through tourism, through sports, through culture, through so many things. So thank you, Ruchi ji. Thank you, Rupinder ji, for joining with AIU and having AIU as a collaborating partner in this. We are really excited, and I hope that this journey never ends. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Yuchi. Thank you, Pankaj. And to the students, please start taking the quiz, because then we are going to go travel. So,
Yes.
Namaste, everyone, and have a good weekend, and see you again next Saturday, 11 a.m. Till then, take care.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, MOT and AIU, for coping up with the technical glitch which I had. And though technology is very important in our lives, but sometimes it deterrs also.
That also tells us, Ruchi, that technology can only give you a feel of a place. Actually, jaiye, dekhiye, ghumiye aur khaiye Udaipur ki kachori.
You all are most welcome to our beautiful city of Udaipur, city of lakes, the most romantic city. And best wishes to all the students. And thank you very much, MOT and AIU, for having me here on this platform. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Namaskar.
Namaskar.